And thank you both for coming on.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we have the Waihoro Spreydon-Cashmere Community Board, Karolin Potter. Oh.
You want me to do the... You're right to do the...
Me? Good God, no.
I'll go in the driving seat.
Sorry, Lee. I didn't mean to ignore you as well. So thank you. Are you leading this one off as the? No.
He's
Okay,
sitting
right.
next door to the technology.
Okay. Mr. Technology, over to you, Chair. Karolin.
Kia ora tātou, and thank you for having us. It's great to hear the projects enjoys other boards have had in the last few years in terms of projects and things and things in the awards. Our board does not suffer from FOMO, it has MO. We miss out, and like Fendleton, we've had in all the years I've been on the board, we've had no major projects other than the ones that are in all the boards, like cycleways. Our commitment to, notwithstanding that we haven't mentioned it at length, our commitment to disability access, Indigenous flora and fauna, particularly in our area, clean water and the very strong climate change program remains, and it remains important to us. It's heartbreaking, the lack of progress on disability access. We continue to make mistakes and make our buildings and our structures inaccessible to people with disability, and I wish we did not. I want to briefly mention the adult playground that is in our proposals. We think that this is Margaret Mayhew, that the kind of magic proposal that makes the city great, and we would like to be able to discuss that at length. And we have a program on the board where it's being examined for viability. We oppose the cuts to contributions to our community. This is the face of the City Council. For many people in our community, this is what they know about the City Council, is those small contributions to the welfare of their people through organisations, the not-for-profits, who do the wonders in our community. And this is the engagement between the council and its people are very much through these volunteers and not-for-profit organisations, and we are totally opposed to the cuts. I'd briefly like to mention before we start the staff. We've had quite a lot of turmoil in terms of staff leaving and coming over the last 18 months, and the staff is now seems to be settled down, and they have been wonderful in the preparation for the LTP and all the other work that we've been doing recently, and we'd like to thank them personally for that. Selwyn Street. We're taking as read that you've read our document, the long-term plan submission, and we're just going to mention some highlights. The Selwyn Street. The master plan was approved in 2013 and was scheduled for the financial year 2016. They commenced the design in 2016. Engagement and consultation took place in 2016. Feedback was received and the changes made to the design in response. 2017, the annual plan delayed construction until 2020. The 2018 LTP again delayed construction until 2022. The draft LTP now proposes to further delay construction until 2027. We so admire Woolston and the progress that's being made there. Woolston's going to come out of it looking beautiful. Selwyn has been stuck for the whole 12 years or 11 years since the earthquake, with the only changes in the time that has happened, and except for decay of buildings, the only thing else that has happened is that we've built cages for pedestrians to cross a very busy crossing so that they can be safe, and that's the only thing we've done. The board requests that the 781040 budget is brought forward to the financial year 2023. This would align with the work Waka Kotahi New Zealand TA is doing on Brougham Street, which is expected to get underway in late 2022. We also note the small budget that was allowed for the reserve was taken away from us and given to Naval Point for reasons that we do not understand and was never discussed with us.
Okay, appreciating that you've just sat for an hour listening to people asking for money for projects. But if you listen to one thing I say today, if you do, just please listen to this. We honestly think you've got this wrong in terms of the local cycle network connections. We're really privileged to have the major cycle networks, the North-West Arc, the Apawa Ho River network when that comes to fruition, but they're going to come to a stunting end at the moment opposite Princess Margaret Hospital. We've unfortunately created some island communities in terms of Westmoreland, Craycroft. The increased traffic flow on Cashmere Road is just unnavigatable. So we've essentially disconnected communities from their schools, from their key activity centres. So it is so important that we invest. At the moment, council has got money in this 10 years out. Well, the first of the schemes for the local connections is 2029. We think you've got it wrong. There's so many reasons why you should be bringing this programme forward, whether it's climate change, whether it's children's safety. Please, we're asking that you bring this forward to at least 2025 at the very latest. So many reasons. I could talk for a long time on this one. So.
Our two secondary schools are dependent on children arriving from the southwest. The Ministry of Ed has told us they're not going to build another secondary school. We've had parents coming to the board now for over 18 months asking for links in the cycleways, because especially along Cashmere Road, which is going to be downright dangerous with the thousands of houses being built in the Hallsville area.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hoonhay Community Centre. This is a very small but lovely and loving building that used to be a children's library and carries the atmosphere with it. It has a large section. We have great celebrations on this land, including Easter and Christmas carols and so on. The community want to be able to make this a viable centre. Spreydon and Hoonhay have very few bumping places for people to meet and talk to one another. And this we hope to be one of them. We'd like to make it viable. We'd like the disposal of Centennial Hall to go ahead, and the money from that, which is already allocated in budget, be available to the Hoonhay Community Centre.
Okay, we're going to go back onto roading and infrastructure. This is the Cashmere-Barrington roundabout. It's a major convergence point. You would have heard me talk about this in the past. It looks quite idyllic in that photo, I've got to say, but it doesn't look. We've took a couple of recent site visits there. It's like wacky races at 8:30 in the morning. It's a major convergence because you've got Pure Hour Reserve, you've got Ernley Clark, you've got the river corridor, so you've got pedestrians that feel like they've got a real low priority. So what we're asking there is that is maintained for 2020, and that we instigate those pedestrian safety improvements. I don't want to go on about this week. I really hope this is a given. I really do, because it's really needed by our community.
And when we asked our traffic people to prioritise safety in our ward, this is the one they put at the top. This roundabout. And access from north-south and south-north, this was the one that they put at the top. And it's been a very useful method that we've done over the last couple of years, is to ask our traffic people to give us a safety priority. And this year it was that.
And community grants, I am just going to briefly echo what my colleagues and peers have said. We don't agree with a 5% reduction. Our staff and community board members, we make those funds as elastic as they can be. Beyond elasticity, to be honest, we stretch them as far as we can. Please don't pitch us against communities of need like Rowley, like Addington. Please don't put us in that position where we have to choose. All of that money goes to the right places and is really well used. So please listen to us. Thank you.
And finally, for us, we oppose any reductions to opening hours, collection purchases, furniture and equipment budgets and staffing for our libraries. I cannot, if we were talking about our not-for-profits being a liaison between council and the community, libraries is ahead of them. These are our safe places. This is the places and buildings that nurture people with mental health issues, maybe homeless, and people who are, in other words, not fitting into society or are lonely or are missing out in life. These libraries are the places that sustain them, keep them going, nourish them and look after them. And they are also, libraries are the most valued by the community. Time after time, any survey comes out with libraries being the most valued. And to cut their income and to cut their expenditure is very much the wrong thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, well, that is exactly 10 minutes, so the timing is perfect. So thank you very much, both of you, for presenting today and for highlighting the key issues in your area. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now